Okay, so for this last video for geometry this week, I want to talk about perpendicular bisectors. So what is a bisector? So a bisector is a line that cuts a line segment or angle in half. So we're going to focus right now on cutting a line segment in half. So here what this would mean is here's our line segment, and then this blue line cuts it in half. And remember, those tick marks mean it's in half. So if this side's 5, this side's 5. And since this line is perpendicular, there needs to be some way to show it meets at 90 degrees here. So with perpendicular bisectors, there are two ways to go about this. So it says if a point is on the perpendicular bisector of a segment, then it is equidistant from the endpoints. So what that would look like here, let's say I would have this point right here. So it's equidistant to each of these endpoints on the line segment. So if this side is 12, then this side has to be 12. Or to think about it on the flip side, if I know that these two are equidistant, then it means it's perpendicular and these two have to be the same. Okay, so we can flip it back and forth. So that is what it means for a perpendicular bisector when it cuts a line segment. So for examples here. So since this shows that NP is perpendicular to ML, then I know and bisects it. And it bisects it. That's what these lines mean. So if N to L is 2.6, then N to M also needs to be 2.6. So then there's that. That's it. Or on the flippity flip, here it shows that it's perpendicular, and that point A is equidistant from each endpoint. So then I know these two have to be the same. So if this side's 12, then this side's 12. So then when it asks for BC, what's the length of this whole thing? We know it is 24. See, gotta make sure we read our instructions. So those are pretty simple. Okay, so we just need to identify, is it perpendicular, and is it either tells us it cuts it in half, or we can see here that it is equidistant from each endpoint. So one last example is we want to find what the length of TU is. Well, if we look at this, WU is perpendicular to TV and it cuts it in half. So we know then that these two, if this side is 10, then this side has to be 10. So we can set each of these equal to each other. So 3x plus 9 equals 7x minus 17. So I'm going to solve this for x. So I minus my 3x. 9 equals 4x minus 17. Add 17. So 9 is 26 equals 4x. Divide by 4. X equals 6.5. But remember, it wanted us to find TU. So to find TU, I'm going to plug this in for x. So 3 times 6.5 plus 9. So then we get TU equals 19.5 plus 9. So the answer is TU equals 28.5. So again, if this side's 28.5, then UV would have to be 28.5 as well. And that is how we use perpendicular bisectors.